Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're watching me from. This is Living Right, loving what you grow and growing what you love. In today's video, I am going to take you on a tour. As you can see, I am in my little greenhouse, which is about 8 by 10. The temperature today is a high of 40, so it's a little bit cold. But actually, the temperature in my greenhouse now is, let me just zoom in, 61. My head, something going off like a noise. This is my space heater. So even though the temperature is 41 outside, I'm able to grow stuff in here. So let's now take a tour. I'm going to show you some of the things that's the heat I just cut off because I have like a little thermostat here. Not sure if you can see that. Okay, there you go. That's the thermostat. So it regulates the temperature in here. Okay, so the very first veggie that I'm growing in this greenhouse this winter is this African spearmint. It's mint, but it's the African one, and it's supposed to detain. So it's very medicinal, so that's the reason why when my friend gave it to me, it was just like very tiny. I had them planted in this like for like a little cup, and then I transferred it into this, and I wanted to keep it for the winter because it can't survive the cold. Next is this tomatoes I grew from seeds. I planted in this 5 gallon bucket. You can plant your tomatoes in it starting off. First of all, you have to start them in starting kits, and then once they get a little bit bigger, then you can transfer them into this 5 gallon buckets. So this is I believe it's Roman cherry tomatoes. But as you can see, there are some tomatoes. I harvested some yesterday, so that's very big for cherry tomato. Anyway, next to it is this self-watering container that I grew this tomato in. I also grew them from seeds, and I'm just waiting for it to flower. As you can see, I love this self-watering containers because I don't have to water it like every day. There's a reservoir on the bottom where this little tiny hole is. There's water in there, so the plant tomato is getting water from there. Next is this other one. It's also the same thing. I planted from seeds. Here's some marigold. Smacked in the middle is this plant is African bitter leaf. They can't survive in the cold, so my friend gave me like a little stick, and I put it in my garden. It grew, and I was like, because I don't want it to die. So I uprooted it and brought it back. I brought it inside here. Next to it is this little tomato that looks like it's wilting. It's actually not wilting. I believe that's the way it grows. It's something that you can plant indoors around, put it around your windowsill. And so even though it looks like it's wilting, the leaves are wilting, drooping like it's been malnourished. But it's flowering, and I'm beginning to see some tiny tomatoes growing on it. Now, this one right here in this container that I bought from Vigo is a heirloom tomato, which I just propagated. The branch broke off one time, one of the days that we had like a stormy weather, and I put it in here. It was so tiny when I put it in, guys, and now it's grown to this length, and I'm just waiting for it to flower. I guess it's late in blooming, so I'm just gonna wait for it. Just give it some more TLC. Back there is my right there is my what do you call that, longevity spinach, which you just need a little, guys, and it spreads like crazy. So I put them in these containers for the winter. I still have some more around the greenhouse. And then this is marigold is supposed to deter all the bugs, and you cannot have a greenhouse without having something to catch all those tiny insects, gnats. What I had before was the one that I could hang up, but this is what I found so far, and I just needed something, so this suffices. Okay, and the next is another longevity, African mint, spearmint. I don't know why this looks like it's not surviving. I don't know what's going on with that one. We'll come and give you some TLC. On the bottom of the tomato is my second year or third year of growing this rosemary. Rosemary is very good. Also, you can use it as a spice and stuff like that. I put it in this self-watering container too. I don't have to worry about it. And this is my peppers, guys. What is a meal without pepper? We know that we love pepper. See how huge these peppers are. I forgot the name of this type of pepper. My friend gave it to me as when it was like a little seedling. And look at it. This past summer was when I planted it in this container here. And it's tribe. I've harvested a whole lot. Look, there's some more. It's focus. There we go. Look, there's a lot growing on here, the bottom. So I'm just kind of waiting for them to turn red a bit before I harvest them. But there are a whole lot growing on this tree, on this little branch, and then I staked it with this stake just to keep it from just going crazy. And over here, this is the one that really amazes me because I thought it wasn't going to do. It's supposed to be heat resistant. This is the only one that I bought, I think, from the store. No, I planted it. I remember it's supposed to be heat resistant, and it looked like it wasn't going to do anything. I was about, discarding it, and I was like, let me just give it some more time, and it started growing. And look, I have some tomatoes right there. As you can see, there's some tomatoes. There's some more tomatoes, and it's interesting that it's flowering. At the bottom here is where I have another longevity spinach. This is the bigger container of the longevity spinach, and this is some more bitter leaves. And so there you have it, guys. I have this little space that I've shown you, and then I have this little corner where I discard all the things I need to discard. And there you have it, guys. So if you're thinking of starting gardening, you can just start small. You might say, oh, I don't have green thumbs. I thought I had green thumbs too, but with a little TLC. Call me crazy, but I'm not. I do pray over my plants or veggies. I pray over them. I say, you flower in Jesus' name. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so you can start off growing. Another thing I did differently this year in my greenhouse, on the outside, I covered this window with a little sheer material to keep the bugs from crawling in and stuff like that. There's some days when I open the door when the temperature gets to very high, but right now, today's not the day, because the high today is going to be 40 something. I don't want my plants to freeze, and so I just don't want this video to be too long. This is just an introduction to gardening on this channel. In my next video, I will go over some other stuff. Once I start planting, getting ready for the spring of next year, any plants, any seeds that I'm planting, I will be having them in here because, and that way it will germinate. So anyway, with that in mind, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy gardening. Keep growing what you love, because there is joy when you grow stuff that you love and then you are able to harvest it. And so until next time, take care of each other and happy gardening. Thank you. Bye.